Thank you, Dr. Meenakshi. It was for such a wonderful, good, long introduction you had for me. Yes, as I would say, I'm a professor of a computer science here in Punjab Engineering College for the last more than 30 years. So I got a good experience as far as the curriculum development is concerned, as far as the implementation is concerned. And we are a part of NB accreditation also. We try to work out with various stakeholders for the NB accreditation there. Now, if I look at the curriculum, maybe let me start with my presentation. In the meantime, I will expect from participants, in case you can just put in your chat window, you are from which area, what is your subject and which you're teaching, whether you're from Polytechnic, Engineering College, or from where you are, so that I can pitch my session accordingly. I'll request you quickly put it on your chat window. Maybe Nidhi Sharma is the one who is trying to put something. Maybe another thing I would like to find out from you is how many of you were involved in curriculum development ever, or you are all for the curriculum implementation. Dr. Alluri is involved for curriculum development also, as well as implementation both. Okay, this is what I'm planning to talk about, curriculum design and implementation. What exactly we mean by that? Now, there are two terms which are very, say, is a very critical terms: course outcome and the program outcome there. Now, let's say we usually this is how we pose. Okay, let's say somebody is doing wants to do a program. Now, these days, he first goes to the institute, try to see whether that institute has got the infrastructure. Then he tries to see in the world around, okay, if somebody does this particular degree, what is he going to get in this particular process there? Okay, let's say if he does this degree, is he going to get a job afterwards? So these are the most critical things which are there, which one has to answer. Okay, because it's a student's perspective. Okay, if I do BTech computer science engineering or I do diploma in computer science engineering, then I'll be able to get a job. Then let's say there are 5 branches, maybe mechanical is there, civil is there, electrical is there, electronics is there, computer is there. He says, I will do computer science and I'll not do electronics. Maybe computer. Why he wants to do computer? Because it may be fancy word for him. But on the back of his mind, if you look at on the back of his mind, what he's trying to find out, okay, if he does this program, what will be the output of this particular program there? So let's say he does this particular program. What is the outcome which will be there in this particular case? This is most important component as far as systems are concerned. Now, then what we have to do is, can I correlate whatever he perceives as a program outcome as the outcome which I can formulate? As far as I'm concerned, I'll be teaching him engineering. My first thing is I should be making him very comfortable as far as engineering program is concerned or a management program is concerned. I like to teach him lifelong skills. Let's say in his perspective, you teach him very well, but in case industry is not able to take him, he says, what should I do with this outcome which you are given to me? Whereas the same outcome which I'm expecting, I'm not getting out of it. So there is a gap between them. So this is what we have to see. Can I convert the outcome which a student or a parent or industry feels to the program which I'm trying to build up? So this is where the curriculum development plays a very important role. Okay, one we say is the a two-way process. One we say is the curriculum design, then it's development, then it's implementation. How exactly I have implemented the curricula. Now, if you ask us teacher, okay, how have you done this lecture? He says wonderful. I did everything. And once you ask the student, how was the cell lecture? He says bored. It was a very bored lecture. Then how do you take up this? So that is what we say, it's the evaluation part. The way I evaluate myself and the way your listeners are evaluating you are the same pitch or not. So these are the various components as far as the curricula is concerned. So every program, what we say is, it has got a program outcome, and to attain this particular outcome, we try to build up a course outcome there. Okay, we say, okay, if I have to teach this particular, if I would like, he should be good in engineering, maths, and these two solve the problems. What sort of courses I must teach him? This is what we say is a course outcome which we think of. Let's say I think of 10 courses as far as the NBA Board of Accreditation is concerned. They are defined at a national level, some of the POs for various programs there. Now, each of the course has to give me a course outcome over there. So this is what we say. Okay, these are some definition there. Okay, program outcome is, these are knowledge and skill set that the graduate have at the time of graduation. Okay, if I spend 4 years here, then what sort of a knowledge and skill I have gained in this particular process there. And a course outcome is, again, it's a knowledge and skill that are attained by the graduate in a particular course. You have to distinguish between these two, POs and COs. PO is for the entire program there, where CO is for a particular course there. So what we do is, we just say CO and a PO mapping has to be there, through which we define this particular process there. Now curriculum, so to meet all these things, as I said, we need a curriculum there. So curriculum, what we say is, curriculum is a mechanism through which we access and evaluate. So what we say is, these are the three things. One is the curriculum design, other is assessment and evaluation. We say these are the major tools which, through which I can find out whether something program outcome has been attained or not. The moment I say it's an implementation of the curricula, the process which comes over there is assessment and the evaluation there. How exactly I'm evaluating this? So I can't say I designed a curricula which is from IIT system only. But while implementing it, I couldn't find teachers to do it. And while evaluating it, I made a very poor assessment there. Then obviously all this affect your program outcomes there. So this is what we need. Okay, all these things has to be evaluated together. Only then we can design a very well designed curricula there. Now, why curriculum is important, because once I go to NBA, they try to see what sort of a process you followed for this. Followed for design of a curricula, followed for implementation of a curricula, followed for evaluation of a curricula there. So that's what we say, your self-assessment report, which we say is the NBA, which we have to file there. They see it answer to the what sort of process has been used to for develop this sort of a curriculum. Okay, the moment I say I had developed the curriculum, one way is I can just go there, develop this particular curriculum, and say, okay, curriculum has been developed. Because this was a philosophy, maybe somebody, Rajkumar, was talking about that, he's there in the directorate. Maybe 15, 20 years back in the directorate, how they were making the curricula, they will call three persons. Okay, they tell them, okay, we make this particular curriculum, and they'll make it. Now, things have changed once a board of accreditation has started asking for, okay, what is the process which has been followed for developing of this particular curricula there? Have you involved your stakeholders? Who are your stakeholders in this particular process? Maybe industry. Who are the ones who are to take your people? If industry feels curriculum is not as per their requirement, then my outcome, which has to go to the industry, it will not be accepted there. Then another thing we try to face, okay, is the curriculum well balanced? Is it a good combination of engineering, management, as well as uh, philosophy, psychology? All these things has been put up in the curriculum or not? Then, what is the level of the syllabus we are talking about? Uh, there used to be very big debate. Okay, if I look at the curriculum for diploma, degree, PG program or MCA program for the computers, they have got the similar subjects. It is the level of the syllabi which makes the difference. Let's say I'm teaching operating system to all my diploma, all my degree, all my PG courses, even for PhD also we teach. But what we have to see is what is the level of a difference between them. Okay, whatever syllabus we are talking about, is it at that particular degree level or not? Then another is uh, whatever the NPA has defined, because NBA, as I said, they had defined some outcomes for the curriculum. Is it meeting that particular? Okay, does it allow the NBA program outcome to be attained? This is most critical component in this particular case there. So this is what we say. It's a process and the result. We start, we process, we question. We say, is it a good curricula? Some stakeholder say, no, it's bad. Then again, I go to the process. Again, a question. Then when do I stop? When all question has been answered. So this is what we say, process and the result theme, which is there. No, let's say it has to answer this question. Will be able to attain all PO under this curriculum. Whatever program outcome we thought of, can I attain while I'm implementing this curriculum? Can I attain under this particular curriculum or not? So this is what we say. This is participant in the curriculum review design for the institutes there. Maybe we usually say tier 1 institute, tier 2 institute. Tier 1 are the ones who are autonomous. Tier 2 are the ones who are affiliated to some board, some university there. But once I make the curriculum, I had to think about faculty is there, industry is there, academic from the peer institutes are there. That's most desirable, and student and alumni and academic bodies. Now, the moment I say faculty, the course faculty, because obviously there has to be some draft made for the curricula there. You share this particular draft with the industry, with your peer institutes, your students and alumni, and then you make certain changes into this. This is again what I said is a two-way process. A process question. So I make this process, I make this as a draft curricula, and then I give it to industry, give it to academics, give it to students, give it to alumni. Then is it what is required? I take their feedback, make certain changes, goes back to them again. It's a basically cyclic process. Okay, there may be number of rounds for this to make this sort of a curriculum there. Then obviously there are academic bodies there who has to see whether this particular curriculum has been designed well or not there. And curriculum committee has to keep in mind what sort of resources are there. Let's say you imagine a curricula which required a very high-end machines. At the time of implementation, if these machines are not available to me, then what should I do? So that means keeping in view what sort of resources are required for implementing the curriculum, that also we have to see. Now, for tier 1 institute, the entire responsibility rests with the institute, whereas for the tier 2, it's a board, as Rajkumar ji was saying. Okay, they are the ones who are making curricula for the entire Telangana state. So don't you feel on them the responsibility is very high, because on them There may be 500 institutes for whom they are designing the curriculum, and for everyone this is every stakeholder has to be satisfied in this particular process there. So let's say you consider the typical structure of a curriculum of an engineering program. Let's say this is what we say is a broad outline for a curricula. You, for any engineering program, maybe be it diploma, be it degree, you have got a maths, you got a physics, you got a basic engineering sciences, you got a humanities, you have communication. This is how you must be correlating. Now, if I stop here, can all of you give me for the curriculum of your course, what is the mathematics course, what is the physics course, what is the engineering science course, what is humanities, what is the communication? So all of you just go to your window, chat window, and type out one course of maths, one course of physics, one course of a basic engineering science, one course of humanities, one course of communication, which you're teaching to the students there. I'll Yes, now I would like to go back there on your windows, on your chat window only. Yes, Nidhi says universal human values, humanity course, and then with Vedant. Vedvati already says electronics, analog, and a digital electronics. That's good. If for electronics, there is a basic core course which is there. I think all of you do it quickly. Yes, even for a BSc physics, if you are having the curricula, this is analog and a digital system. Nidhi, you could tell us only one course in humanities. How about the other four components which are there? Maths, what is the course? And communication, what is the course you are having in your curricula? Yes, others should also quickly type out. Yes, Nidhi says industrial chemistry, engineering science course. That's good. Yes, some other courses which other can tell us. Because all of you should be active in this particular group. Yes, Dr. Rathi says she's microprocessor, microcontroller. Neha says manufacturing process, mechanical engineering. Ajay Kumar, engineering mathematics. Yes, that's a good course which is there in all curricula there. Dr. Gayatri says computational chemistry, which is another course. I think you should come out very fast. Whatever courses are there which you people teach. Yes, thermal physics is there, fluid mechanics is there. So basically, what I could gather is people are from civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and applied science, humanities, and this is how your curriculum are being made. A engineering fellow has to think about the engineering course, maths fellow has to think about the maths course while you implement, and then a chemistry fellow has to think about his chemistry. So this is how you implement this sort of a curriculum design process there. Thank you. I'll continue from here. So this is what how we take it. Okay, maths, physics. There are various faculty members who interacted with us to tell us what's the mathematics course they will like to have there. Physics course, basic engineering course. Once I said basic engineering course, there's a core engineering course which is there. Somebody says civil engineering. This is a course. Mechanical engineering. This is a course. Now you imagine if 20 people are sitting together making the curricula, everyone has got his own choice as well as the contents are concerned. So this is where you have to think is what is most important component there. Because if I put 5 engineers or 10 engineers for making curricula, they will put, let's say, 70% of the engineering science courses only. Whereas if the people of humanities are more, they will like to push in more humanities courses. So this is what AICT has done. They have defined the model curricula there. Model curriculum is the one where they say, okay, there should be 50% core engineering, then 10% humanities, 10% mathematics, 10% physics, and 10 to 15% other branches of engineering. So this is how then they start thinking about electives. Elective is based on the choice. Let's say you teach few courses to the students. Let's say you imagine, okay, somebody is from learning computer electronics engineering. You teach, give him one course on microprocessor. You gave him one course on communication. You give him another course on signals. Now let's say he develop interest in microprocessors, then you will like to give him more course on microprocessor only. Maybe 8-bit microprocessor, 16-bit microprocessor, 32-bit microprocessor, then controllers. So all this they become a elective for that particular fellow there. So same way you can think about the other electives once we are outlining the broader curricula there. Then another important component is your projects, your internship, your assignments. Maybe there is a lot of emphasis on this project work these days. Okay, if I had to implement some of the curricula there, even if projects are not there, what new trend is for each of the course which we are teaching, let's give him a one project there. Project is not I gave it in the initial semester only, then at the fag end of the semester I evaluate him. Not like this. But what we have to do is, okay, can it be evaluated in between various phases there, or your internship or your assignments there. So this is what we have got: type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 elective courses which are there, which are there for the project, internship and the assignments there. Now this is what we say, okay, we have to think about the core and we have to think about the electives. Now these days there is a lot of emphasis upon the open elective or branch specific electives there. And we think about what sort of once we have to implement a curricula, we think of a content delivery also. That's the most important part. Then lab work, then the project work. These are the four major things. Whether course delivery is as per expected lines, that's how you differentiate between degree and a diploma curriculum, your delivery part. Are you able to deliver the curriculum as is expected or not? This is the most important component as far as the content delivery is concerned. Then is my content related to lab work also? Because there used to be a concept, one semester theory, other semester lab. But even that concept is losing its relevance because people realize, okay, if I don't do the lab along with the course delivery, the lab work will be of no significance to anyone. So this is what has to be documented. Okay, how exactly this course content delivery is to be there. Now, once we say delivery, you think first of all you think about what sort of books or online material will be available for the students for working over there, and what sort of a project work is required in this sort of a situation there. Now, what sort of a, once I say I am implementing the curriculum, first thing is your course file. Okay, content delivery, how exactly I'm delivering. Okay, have you made some class notes for the students there? Have you made some course file there? What sort of textbooks you are using? Any demo during the lectures? Attending lectures? How your scheduled are there? Because what is expected is student once he goes to for learning some course, first thing is in all the, let's say there are, let's say you imagine there are, my load is 302 lecture, tutorial and practical, and once I got 3 lecture, I assume there is a 14-week course. So what I had to do is, for implementing this 42 lectures has to be equally distributed among the topics or the content which are there. Let's say I got all the content there. Then what I had to do is I had to implement it. Okay, first lecture, what I'm going to do. Second lecture, what I'm going to do. This is what is the we say is a content design, content delivery, which we say. How exactly I'm going to do it? Because at the initial stages only, students should be able to know what exactly will be done in this particular course. Let's say in case he misses two lecture, what are the things he misses? That's all part of the implementation of the curriculum there. Then what's the textbook which is being used? Okay, one is there is one textbook there which has to be of a very good nature. There shouldn't be any errors in this, because usually sometimes we do get a book where there are so many errors, so many wrong things which are there. We must be clear what sort of books has to be followed in this particular curriculum there. Now, earlier days we used to say, okay, foreign books has to be there. Now, now we are in the state where we can say books made in India. Can I have the good books? Because not that in the earlier, maybe a few years, decade ago, there were never good books there available. But now these days there are pretty good books written by Indian authors also. So all this can be used by them. Maybe AICT is encouraging that. If you go to their members, what they do is they send so many books information which are available free, which are quite a good books. So there, all this can be used there. And what sort of demos are required during the lecture? Is it some material is required for lecturing there? So all this is nothing but you have to do course planning. This all this are part of a course planning, which we put it in our course file there. Okay, what sort of assignment I had to give, what sort of a lab work which I have to give, all this has to be defined in this particular option there. So this is what we say. The course file is one of the evidence for direct evaluation from the, and it's one of the evidence what has have been done in the course. And if you look at even your accreditation part, one of the things they look for is what sort of course file you have developed there. Now, course file contains what sort of a contents are there. Initially, your course planning, how 42 lectures will be delivered there, and when exactly first session will be there, when will the second session, and what is the paper which has been given the first session, what is the paper given the second session, and how evaluation has been done. This is another important thing which NBA looks for. Okay, there has to be sample copies in the NBA, oh sorry, this course file book, where what is to be done is, okay, what is the content being delivered there, how evaluation has been done in this particular process there. So this is all important details and have to be well maintained. And I don't overstate course file, but it is one of the thing which is required, and this is one of the prime responsibility of the faculty. Whatever faculty is there, they have to be there who will make this sort of a course file there. Maybe again I come back to you people. Now, how many of you are preparing this sort of a course files? Maybe again all the participants, because it's the implementation stage. Okay, what sort of a course file you make for your courses, and what is the practice which you be are following in your institutes as far as the course file is concerned? Can you just put up in the window, or if somebody would like to speak, they can speak also. Maybe I'll expect from Dr. Mr. Rajkumar from Telangana, okay, what sort of a structure they have got in their state for the course file implementation.
Sir, course file, we have the every teacher, the concerned subject teacher will have the complete syllabus of that subject.
Okay,
Then the course file will containing of attendance, daily attendance, and
that's good.
assignment marks, and mid one and mid two marks. These internal marks and the COPO mapping of that subject.
That's
So
good.
all details it will contain, sir. So complete regarding syllabus as well as the performance of the students in the assignments and internals, sir.
Okay, that's good. That means what Mr. Rajkumar is telling us is this course file contained there direct evaluation as far as this is concerned. Okay, how exactly they are evaluating the student, and the record is kept in the course file there. Maybe somebody else would like to share their experience as far as the course file is concerned. Maybe Preeti Gaikwad, is she there? Preeti, you can.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Preeti, you can unmute yourself. Can you tell your experience as far as the course file is concerned? You're from which institute, Preeti?
Siagra Engineering College, Pune.
You're from Pune. Okay, you're from Preeti, you're from Pune. What sort of practice you got as far as the course files are concerned in your institute?
Sir, in the course file, we have add first the structure, then all the syllabus. After that, COPO mapping. After that, different questions on the each unit, assignments. Then unit test one questions paper, unit test two question paper, their solution, and uh, university questions paper, their solution, and the weak student, the strong student. We are adding all the data in the course file.
Okay, that's
So direct mapping and indirect mapping is added in the course file.
okay, that's good. She has told us so many good things. Ke direct mapping, indirect mapping, they do in this particular course file only. Then another thing which we look for is attainment. Ke if I ask the teacher, ke how is the performance of the student? They say wonderful. Say teaching I did wonderful, but is it getting transferred to evaluation also? Okay, let's say somebody gives us a question paper. If because in some of the state they have gone up to the question level also. Okay, what we say is, okay, let's say in case I taught a topic, I gave a question out of that. In case everyone is not able to attempt that particular question, what does it reflect? That means this particular topic has not been taught properly because 100% students are not able to attempt this particular question there. Or another scenario, if everyone is able to attempt it and correctly, then I have to see whether it's a very obvious question. Because what we say is in your evaluation also it has to be a normal curve. Okay, you should be able to challenge the bright students, and your mediocre students should also move along with your question there. So all these are nothing but part of your course file there. So that's what we say. Okay, that is the prime responsibility of the faculty member who is taking up this particular course. Okay, he has to create this sort of a course file, and this course file is another. How do we close it? With the help of a course file, you are to reach to a state. Okay, once teacher teaches a course, he gives his feedback. Okay, this topic has got more lecture. They should have given more lecture to this. All these sort of things are there. So this is what we have got. Okay, in case there is a course there, okay, what sort of a emphasis is there on each of the topic there? So in case course file is maintained well and this sort of feedback is there, that help in improvement of the curriculum there. Okay, then let's say in case a course is being taught in 20 institutes and 20 faculty member give the feedback, then expert can review that feedback, and based on that they can think of modifying the content there. So this is what we say is the framework which we have got. A, your program outcomes, your curriculum, teaching and the learning there, and the course outcome. All these are nothing but implementation of the course curriculum as it is. So this is what we say a curriculum design flow which is there. We because we define POs and we try to map with the program outcome there. Then once we design the curriculum, I think somebody has switched on. Please unmute yourself.
I would request all the participants to mute themselves, please.
Please mute.
Mr. Ajay Kumar Jagtap. Mr. Ajay Kumar. Ajay Kumar, please mute yourself. Monica, if you are there, you can mute him. Monica?
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, what we try to say is whether all the POs within the credit limits are required, all POs has been attained or not. Because if yes, then you have to sequence your curricula, else go back. Okay, which is the PO which we are not able to handle while we are designing our credit limits there. So this is what we say. There are so many iterations which we try to do. This is a zigzag path which is there, which we follow, and ultimately reach to a solution there. Maybe this is what we say is a typical syllabi which is there. Okay, what is the PO1? PO1 has been attained there. Then PO1, PO5. Then course outcome is PO0, PO2, and PO5 there. And these are reference books which are there. And simple, this is some of the simple course outcome which has to be there. Okay, in case there is a course on a digital electronics, module is K-map, logic functions. Then what student course outcome is, student will be able to simplify Boolean expression. That is what outcome I'm expecting. So then once I have to attain it, what exactly is to be done? Okay, in case I would like, okay, they should be able to simplify Boolean expression. Now, if I just concentrate upon this, what's the truth tables? That will not help. Because what my expectations is, okay, they should be able to simplify some of the Boolean expression there. Then let's say you have got interfacing different logic families. Now, what we expect is the student should be able to design digital system by selecting different families in view of the speed and power requirement. So that's what we say is the interfacing. In case I have to do interfacing, this is what is required in the digital electronics. Now, that's what we say. That's what Mr. Rajkumar was saying. They are putting this course outcome in the syllabi online. Maybe this is what is the effort of a NBA or your accreditation agencies or agencies like NITER, who time and again hammering, okay, if I'm making the curricula, the course outcome has to be part of the syllabi online. So this is what is implemented now. Okay, that's what we say is a good practice to embed course outcome in the syllabi online. Now, if you look at course curriculum, which was 10 years back, we never used to have this course outcome. It's just like I do some of the things, but I never realize why I'm doing it. So this is what we say, we have to embed this particular course outcome in the syllabi online. Maybe this is another example which is there. I'm not going to detail. This is what we say is the A is related with the ABIT. ABIT is also part of this NBA accreditation only, because under a Washington Accord, we have to take care of this ABIT outcomes there. A2K, we call it as a A2K. I hope some of you might have seen this A2K. If you're not seen it, please, you can just go through your NBA website. There you will find out what sort of outcome are expected. We say is a A2K of a, it's a basically A, B, C, D, 14 outcome which are there in this sort of a situation there. Maybe this is a digital course description you define. This is another way. I'm not saying these are good, these are bad. These are different ways people have designed this curriculum and implemented. Now, what sort of documents are required for evaluation of a curricula? Okay, what sort of process we have followed? Whether what sort of a minutes, agenda, this is what they look for. Then the study bulletin, your syllabi, textbooks, reference material, credit structure, and other things there. So what we try to see is, have we answered all the questions that we raised at the beginning? I think we raised three things. One is curriculum design, curriculum delivery, and curriculum testing. or evolution of the curricula there. Now, how we I think we could answer all the three. Okay, we could see how this particular curriculum has been designed, how it has been designed. We try to see these things, whether POs, whether you have defined the program outcome there for there. Then, what sort of a courses you thought of? As I said, AICP has defined some of this particular questions, some of this model syllabi there, where they talk about what is the percentage of weightage should be given to each of the curriculum part. This is what we say is the curriculum design. Okay, what exactly is the component, each of the component for various courses which has to be there in this. Okay, basic sciences courses, engineering courses, or humanities courses, or social sciences courses. What is the weight? What is the percentage of courses which should be there? What is the weightage of the course, and what should be credit there? Now, what they have done is they define the credit. Okay, let's say in case my whole BTech curriculum is 160 credit, I say 60 credit or 50 credit are for the core engineering. Then 20 courses, 20 credit are for the allied engineering. Then 20% is the applied science courses, 10% is the humanities courses, 10% is the ethics courses, then 10% of the courses which are related to various uh, mandatory courses are there. These days we talk about environmental engineering, because environment science everyone has to go through. This is mandate given by our regulatory bodies. So that means all these components are seen at the time of the design of the curricula there, where we have, once we are designing a curricula, I had to think about whether this particular curriculum will be able to have that level of a degree or a diploma once contents are being made for that. Now, then second phase comes is the delivery of the curricula there. Okay, once I say delivery of the curriculum, the course file comes into the picture. Okay, every teacher, as I said, every teacher has to make a course file where he define how exactly he is going to deliver this particular course there. As I gave you the example, in case there my course has got a 32 or 42 sage lecture there, I have to define in which of the each of them how exactly I will be delivering, what exactly is to be delivered. That's one. Then how go, then once I'm delivering it, I have to think about how exactly I will check whether whatever I'm teaching is being understood or not. We have got a continuous evaluation. Maybe what is expected these days is after every lecture, can I give a quiz of 5 questions? Obviously, you will tell me why 5 questions, because I just want to test whether he understood or not. You say it's very difficult to evaluate. No, these days there are tools available. Maybe we have got in Google Class, we can just try to have this evaluation part as far as the courses are concerned. Okay, I deliver one lecture, I give a, in my Google Classroom, I give a quiz and it gets evaluated and goes to the students. They also get to know, you also get to know, students get to know how much they have learned, and teacher also get to know how much he could deliver. Now, this is what we see the continuous evaluation. Maybe quiz is the one, assignment is the other one, then midterm is another one, then project work is another one, labs are another one. All these add up to his delivery part. Now, then it has to be tested whether he is able to deliver or not. That is what we say is the end term examination, midterm examination, or assignments. What we have to do is whatever is the course outcome we thought of, it has to map with them. Let's say I thought of 3 outcomes. So which outcome will be attained by what question? So this is what we say is the component which we say is the evaluation part or assessment part. So all these 3 things are very important as far as any curriculum is concerned. So I had talked to you about curriculum. I talked to you about delivery of the curriculum. and I had talked to you about the evolution of the curriculum in this particular session there. Maybe now I'm open for your questions. In case you got some question, I'll be happy to answer in the next 10 minutes.